Hey everyone, and welcome to another action figure review. We've done it, guys. Well, we're halfway there. We've gotten two of the sets. So we have the Sensorites set and the Power of the Daleks set. To be honest, I'm just happy that I have even a few of these. Now, unfortunately, I do actually technically have the Keys of Marinus set, but due to a very severe issue with one of the figures, I've asked my uncle to try and track down another one. It really sucks, but I can't really settle for that issue. So, quality control, it's just one of those things. So hopefully my uncle is able to track down the Keys of Marinus set and hopefully the Day of the Daleks set, because that's a set that I really want. I love the gunmetal grey Daleks. So, yeah, I really hope that I'm able to get hold of those. But for now, we're going to take a look at these two amazing sets. So I think we'll start off in the order appropriately with the Sensorites set. Just take the Daleks out there for now. So, we'll start off with the First Doctor. And I'm just going to say, as someone who missed out on the 13 Doctor set, I am overjoyed to have this figure, even though the trousers are a little strange. As far as we know, they've never actually appeared in the show, so I'm not sure why character keep doing this. But it's a very nice figure, and it's great for me to finally have a First Doctor actually from his era. So I have the First Doctor from the 11 Doctors set, but I don't actually have a First Doctor to go in the First Doctor era. So this is really, really great. And his likeness to William Hartnell is absolutely phenomenal. I think this has always been one of characters' best sculpted figures, one of their best likenesses. You've got a lovely wash on the hair, grey wash highlighted with the white to really bring out the details. And you've got a face that looks spot on to William Hartnell. Very nice expression, captures his character very well. And you've got the details of the, not sure what specifically that is, it's like a tie, highlighted in a very nice blue. You have the white shirt with the grey stripes, focus please, and all the buttons very nicely sculpted. You've even got the little follicle, which I think is a wonderful touch to detail. You've got all the little buttons on his jacket, and the pockets, and even at the back there. Got all those nice creases and everything sculpted in. And then you have his checkered trousers. Even though they're in the incorrect colour, they do match the pattern very, very well. You have his shoes with the shoe covers. There you can just see it's been painted in a lighter brown. Very nicely detailed. And yeah, really, really nice figure. I'd say if this is your first time getting a First Doctor figure, you won't be disappointed. And as far as I know, he doesn't have his walking stick in this story, so maybe he does, I'm not sure, but it's not too big of a deal that character didn't really give us it. So just for articulation, he has a full 360 at the shoulder, he has a full 360 at the bicep, 90-degree bend on the arm, rotation at the hand, a slight rotation at the head, but you don't want to force this because otherwise you'll scratch the paint off, so I'd only recommend maybe turning it a centimetre each way, like don't go too far. And he has a full 360 on the waist, but I'm not going to twist mine because I don't want to make it loose. His legs come forward to about 90 degrees. He has a full 360 at the top of the leg and a 90-degree bend on the knee. No shoe articulation, sadly, but it is based on an older figure, so that's something you can come to expect. So we'll just put the First Doctor aside for a moment and bring forward the two Sensorites. Now, I have to say, when I first saw these guys, I didn't think much of them. Now, I personally really like the Sensorite story. I was told it wasn't that great, but then I watched it and I was like, I love this. This is actually one of my favourite of the seasons. And I just never thought that we would get these in action figure form. It's so strange. It's like, hey, what Doctor Who action figures do you have? Oh, Sensorites. Yeah. So I think we'll put the Elder at the back and we'll take a look at the standard Sensorite first. So I'll just take his weapon out, have a look at him. So it is a reuse of the Sharazjek body, a body that is going to be continuously reused in the future. I just know it, and if you guys have seen the upcoming wave, which should be coming out any day now, you'll know that this body is getting used a lot. But first, let's take a look at the head. I have to say, I am very, very impressed with that. I don't think the camera does it justice. It looks so, so good, especially when you have it in person. I can really see what people mean, that these are the sort of cousins to the Ood. They really are. You know, I never realised it, actually, until I thought about it. You know, they've got the translator, they've got the big heads, and instead of tentacles, they have hair. So, yeah. But traditional Sharazjek body, nothing has changed from it aside from colour and the way it's been painted and a few details here and there. Really, the only thing I think that they've added is, of course, the feet, which are just hilarious, and the new head. But that's fine, because what's good about this body is it does provide with a lot of good articulation. So we have 360 at the shoulder. The arms can come out to about 90 degrees. Pardon me. To about 90 degrees. And then we have a full 360 at the bicep. The arm can come forward. The arm can bend about 90 degrees. Have a full 360 at the hand. So very good articulation. Have a full 360 at the waist. And the heads on these guys can actually do a full 360 because there's no worry of scratching the paint off, because if you look, the neck and the head is one solid piece. So that's the joint, and luckily the beard doesn't touch any of it when you twist it around. So although I'm not sure why you'd want to twist his head around the other way, but there you go. His legs can come forward not too far, actually. They feel quite restricted, but they can go out to the side very easily. You've got a full 360 at the top of the leg, a 90-degree bend on the knee, and a rotation at the foot. And with these feet being as flat as they are, you're going to have no problem with your figure standing up, unless you're like my Sensorite Elder, who has one leg shorter than the other. Oh, character, you and your quality control. But just to take a quick look at the weapon. Is it a weapon? I can't remember. Or do they just use it for translation? It's very nicely detailed for what it is. My one complaint is I think the handle is just a bit too bendy. It's a bit too soft. I was actually quite worried when putting it in the Sensorite's hand, because I was like, you know, I feel like I'm going to break this. But once you pry the fingers a little bit, you can get it in, although they don't hold it really as tight as I would like, but that's a minor gripe. The real difference between the Elder and the Standard is the Elder has a much greyer beard to insinuate that he's older, whereas this one has more of a fleshy wash, just to, you know, make him look not as old. And of course, the big noticeable difference is this sash that he wears, I'm guessing it is. A lot of people will be buying more than one of these sets to do a custom of the not-so-elder one, the second-in-command. It's been a while since I've watched the story, and I've only watched it once. So, yeah. But there's a nice differentiation between the two. I personally won't be buying another set because to be honest, I think 2 Sensorites is enough for me. It does come included with this very nice backdrop, which the detail on it is phenomenal, which I believe is from the first and second episode where they're on the spaceship, I think, and that's when we first see the Sensorites. There's that very creepy cliffhanger. I won't spoil it, just go and watch the story. So yeah, overall, what do I think of it? Well, it's not a set that I ever imagined we would get. Quite honestly, I thought the only thing we were ever going to get from the 60s were Daleks and Cybermen, so it really is very nice, I have to say. Is it worth the 20 quid price point? Yeah, straight up. It's nice to get a version of the first Doctor that's very difficult to find and very expensive, and two completely brand new figures, a brand new monster. I mean, what more could you ask for? It's very good. Honestly, it's very good. In fact, I can't tell if this one is my favourite or the Day of the Daleks set, quite honestly, or even the Keys of Marinus set. So putting them to the back will bring forward the Daleks. Yeah. So just taking a look at the backdrop real quick, this is the Dalek Capsule, and you can see lots of really awesome details there, like a slight bit of a control panel. The window, which I think Lesterson peers through when he sees that they're multiplying the Daleks, and you've even got that really nice door that most Daleks have on their ships. Very, very cool. So having a look at the two Daleks. Now, sadly, due to quality control, I had to do some surgery on these figures, and basically, this Dalek was originally this one, and this one was originally this one. I've swapped the eyes around, and I've swapped the arms around, because this one is ridiculously loose. It's so loose, in fact, that it couldn't hold this up. And my plan is to actually sculpt my own mutant out of Play-Doh or clay or whatever I'm able to find, because I'm going to get onto this in a minute and why it really irritates me. But sadly, this eye is still quite loose. But, you know, I don't mind this Dalek being loose because it's just the standard arm. But, yeah, so first of all, looking at them side by side, you might think, well, what's the difference other than the arm? Well, the eye stalk. This is the traditional Dalek eye stalk, everything you come to expect. It looks very, very nice. But for some strange reason, character have decided to use a 70s eye stalk on this one. So it has the pupil, and it just looks really, really weird. I'm not sure why they've done this, why they couldn't have just used this eye stalk on this. I don't think many people would have objected to just getting another standard drone. But then again, that's Al Juar's obsession with, you know, variants. Yeah, got to have as many variants as possible. So, taking a look at these Daleks, sadly, there is a bit of an error, and a lot of other people have picked up on this. They haven't painted the grey all the way around. It's actually silver, which is incorrect. It doesn't really bother me that much, to be honest. I'm just happy to have more Daleks, and they look awesome as ever. Probably a factory error, something that they just didn't pick up on. I'm personally fine with that. Something I do love is the kind of frostedness of the egg cup lights. I really like that. They've got a sort of yellowy orange, but there's a frostedness to them. So yeah, very, very good. I don't know if I really need to go over articulation with Daleks, but the eye can move up and down. The head can do a full, well, the dome can do a full 360. There's full articulation on ball points with both the arm and the gun, and there's wheels on the bottom. One of them is rotation, so you can glide him across very nicely. And yeah, with this Dalek, the only real difference is the eye, the better eye, the proper eye, in my opinion, and the mutant scoop arm, which I'm going to love putting a mutant into. Which brings me on to the ranty part of this. Character, why couldn't you have put a mutant in this? I mean, the 3.75-inch version of this figure had a mutant, and you're telling me that you couldn't, you know, it's like, that would have been such a great accessory as well, something that you could just put on the top. I know they're going to say, oh, well, it's cutting costs, but still, I just feel like some of these decisions are blatantly lazy. But I'm not going to lie, if I had to choose between one of the Dalek sets to have, it would definitely be the Day of the Daleks. It's the one I was hoping my uncle would find. Sadly, he hasn't been able to find it yet, but still, I suppose at least I can say that I have some of the Daleks from this year, and I do love Silver Daleks. I'm not saying I don't, it's just they are a bit samey. So, yeah, I'm really, really hoping that I'm able to find the other sets. It's a real shame, because I was going to review all 4 of them in one go, but sadly, this is what we've got so far. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this, nonetheless, and If you haven't seen my B&M scalpers and hoarding video, please go and check that out. It's where I discuss in depth my true feelings about collecting these figures. And I'm sorry if I've upset anybody. I'm sorry if, you feel like I was being too aggressive. It's just how I feel, and I haven't seen anyone else who's made a video like that, so I just feel like it needed to be said. But I just want to say a big thank you for the overwhelming support that I got for that video. So many likes and so many comments. I love you guys so much, and I love hearing your comments. So please leave a comment down below what you think of these sets. Were you able to get hold of them, or weren't you? So I hope you've enjoyed this quick little review, guys, and I hope that you stay safe and happy wherever you are in the world. I hope that you're able to come across these sets like I have, and fingers crossed that I am going to be able to get the other two before the next wave comes out, because then we're going to have to struggle tracking those down. So best of luck to you guys. Hope you're able to come across them if you haven't already. Stay safe and happy wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.